What if ancient shamans knew about your nervous system thousands of years before? Dr. Stephen Porges mapped the Polyvagal Theory. Today, I'm showing you 3 movements that bridge 5,000 years of wisdom with cutting-edge neuroscience. By the end, you'll understand why your ancestors called the vagus nerve the wandering spirit, and how modern science proves they were right. Welcome back to Conscious Gateway. I'm about to blow your mind with something that will completely shift how you understand your body and spiritual potential. Every mystical experience, every moment of deep peace, every breakthrough in creativity has one thing in common. They happen when your nervous system shifts into what science calls the ventral vagal state, and ancient traditions called divine connection. Here's what changes everything. Dr. discovered we have 3 distinct neural circuits, and ancient traditions have been working with these exact same 3 states for millennia. First, the dorsal vagal state. Science calls it freeze response. Ancient traditions knew it as the void. This is where trauma gets stored, but also where profound mystical experiences happen. Second, the sympathetic state, fight or flight. Spiritual traditions call this fire energy. When properly channeled, this is transformation energy. Third, the ventral vagal state, where healing, creativity, and divine connection occur. Ancient texts called this heart coherence. The breakthrough. Specific movements, breathing patterns, and vocal tones can consciously shift you between these states. This isn't mystical speculation. This is measurable, reproducible science. The vagus nerve extends from your brainstem through your heart, lungs, and digestive system. Ancient texts called it the silver cord, the pathway between earthly existence and divine consciousness. When activated properly, it opens doorways to expanded awareness that mystics have accessed for millennia. Let's get practical. When we analyze ancient practices through polyvagal theory, we discover our ancestors weren't creating random rituals. They were developing precise technologies for nervous system regulation. Pranayama, breathing with extended exhales. Modern science shows these specifically stimulate the ventral vagal complex. Tibetan throat singing, with low-frequency vibrations. These activate mechanoreceptors in your vagus nerve at the exact frequencies that promote indigenous rhythmic movements. They activate bilateral stimulation, promoting brain hemisphere integration while calming the nervous system. The shamans understood something profound. Your body isn't separate from your consciousness. Your nervous system is the bridge between physical and spiritual realms. What we call spiritual awakening isn't separate from your neurobiology. Every mystical experience happens through specific neural states you can learn to access consciously. Now, the 3 movements. Each targets a specific aspect of your polyvagal system while honoring the spiritual traditions they come from. Movement 1, the Vagal Breath Wave. This combines yogic pranayama with respiratory sinus arrhythmia, the natural rhythm that optimizes vagal tone. When you extend your exhale beyond your inhale in a 1:2 ratio, you activate parasympathetic response. Yogis called this Ujjayi with extended exhales, the bridge between conscious and unconscious. Sit comfortably, spine erect. Place 1 hand on chest, 1 on belly. Inhale for 4 counts. Belly expanding first. Pause for 2 counts. Exhale for 8 counts, creating gentle ocean sound in your throat. Pause for 2 counts. Repeat 12 cycles. You're stimulating the vagus nerve through controlled breathing while activating throat mechanics. Ancient practitioners called this awakening the inner sound. Feel that expansion. That's your nervous system shifting into ventral vagal activation, where healing, creativity, and spiritual connection become possible. Movement 2, the Serpent Spine Activation. This draws from Kundalini wisdom while utilizing spinal wave patterns for nervous system integration. Rhythmic spinal movements activate the vagus nerve through spinal cord connections, while promoting cerebrospinal fluid flow and activating the default mode network, the brain state associated with expanded awareness. Ancient traditions saw the spine as the Kundalini pathway. Modern neuroscience confirms spinal movements activate neural pathways associated with altered consciousness states. Sit cross-legged or in chair. Place Hands on knees. Begin gentle circular movements of head and neck. 8 circles each direction. Include shoulders, creating larger circles. Now undulate your spine like a serpent, starting from base, moving up. Let movement be fluid, continuous, following natural rhythm. Continue 3 to 5 minutes, breathing naturally, and sitting still, feeling spine sensations. You're activating dorsal spinal columns, stimulating vagal pathways, promoting interoceptive awareness. Your ability to feel internal state. Notice how your awareness shifted. This is nervous system integration, creating coherence between neural networks. Movement 3. Heart-voice resonance. This combines mantra science with vagal stimulation through vocal vibration. Specific vocal frequencies stimulate the vagus nerve through larynx and pharynx connections. Research shows certain frequencies induce measurable changes in heart rate variability and brainwave patterns. Ancient traditions understood sound as creative force. Sanskrit mantras and Tibetan chants utilize specific frequencies to induce spiritual states. Place both hands on heart center. Take 3 deep breaths, feeling heart space expand. Begin gentle ah sound on exhale, feeling chest vibration. Use about 70% of full voice. After 5 ah sounds, switch to o, feeling vibration move lower in chest. Then, feeling vibration in head and sinuses. Complete 3 rounds. AOM. End in silence. Hands on heart, feeling internal vibrations continue. You're stimulating multiple vagus nerve branches while activating interoceptive networks. Heart-focused attention activates cardiac vagus nerve branch, promoting heart coherence. Feel that inner stillness combined with aliveness. That's ventral vagal state, where your nervous system feels safe enough to open to expanded. Awareness. Here's what just happened in your nervous system. Every time you consciously shift nervous system state, you're literally rewiring your brain. Ancient traditions called this spiritual purification. It's actually neuroplasticity in action. You're strengthening neural pathways, supporting expanded awareness, while weakening stress and limitation patterns when your heart, brain, and nervous system are in coherence. Research shows intuitive abilities increase, creativity expands, and capacity for transcendent experiences enhances. Your vagal tone, the strength and flexibility of your vagus nerve, directly correlates with your capacity for compassion, resilience, and transcendent experiences. Ancient practitioners knew this as spiritual fitness. Understanding your nervous system as sacred. Technology changes everything about approaching life challenges. Stress responses become energy that needs channeling through movement or breath. When operating from regulated nervous system, your capacity for genuine connection expands dramatically. You're responsive, not reactive. The ventral vagal state is where your highest creative and intuitive capacities come online. Instead of waiting for spontaneous mystical experiences, you create the nervous system conditions that make expanded awareness more likely. For consistency, start with 1 movement daily for a week. Notice what shifts in your relationships, creativity, inner peace. Then, add the second, then third. Think of it as daily nervous system reset, your gateway to expanded awareness. Every time you regulate your nervous system, you're contributing to collective consciousness, evolution. Your inner peace literally radiates outward, affecting everyone you encounter. We're living at an incredible time with both ancient wisdom and modern scientific understanding. We can approach spiritual development with reverence for traditional knowledge and precision. Based on neurological research, this integration represents a new paradigm for human potential. We're not just managing stress, we're consciously participating in consciousness evolution itself. The 3 movements you learned aren't just techniques, they're keys to unlocking sacred technology inside your nervous system. Ancient wisdom keepers spent decades mastering these states. You now have practices that begin shifting your nervous system in minutes. Your nervous system is incredibly intelligent, keeping you alive since birth. Now, you can partner with it consciously to access expanded awareness states once available only to advanced practitioners. Start with 1 movement. Practice daily. Notice the shifts. Remember, every time you regulate your nervous system, you're contributing to human consciousness, evolution. If this resonated, subscribe to Conscious Gateway. Next week, we're diving into the neuroscience of intuition, how ancient oracles accessed non-local intelligence. Until then, practice these movements, trust your nervous system's wisdom, and remember, you are the gateway to expanded consciousness. Keep expanding, keep awakening, keep bridging the ancient and modern within your sacred nervous system.